Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Myself, Keerthi Amrita from CSM department. I'm here to give the presentation about thread priority synchronization in object-oriented programming through Java. So let us discuss about introduction to the thread priorities. Thread priorities in the Java determine the order in which the threads are scheduled for the execution. In Java, virtual machines allows the developer to set the priorities for the threads on the scale from up to only 1 to 10. Thread priority is not a strict guidance for the exceptions order, but rather a suggestion to the thread scheduler. So understanding the thread priority levels. So Java defines the thread priority levels ranging from the thread mini priority to max priority. The default priority is the thread norm priority, which is said to be only up to 5. Higher priority threads may not get more CPU terms compared to the lower priority threads under the certain condition. Here we can see the image like there are the three priorities like in high priority, medium priority and the lower priority threads, and it will be due to the thread schedulers like in algorithms. It will be stored in all in the CPU. So setting the thread priorities. Thread priorities can be set using the set priority method. To retrieve the thread current priority, the get priority method can be used. So we can use the keyword of the get priority to retrieve the thread's current priorities. So it is the crucial to use the priority setting judiciously to avoid the starvations of the lower priority trends. Thread scheduling in the Java. The Java thread schedulers decide which threads run based on their priorities and their factors. Different operating systems may implement the thread scheduling the differently, affecting the Java's behavior. Thread scheduling in the Java is non-deterministic, meaning exceptions order can vary. So introduction to synchronization. Synchronization is the mechanism that ensures that two or more concurrent trends do not be executed particular sections of the code simultaneously. It helps in the preventing the threads interfaces and the memory consistency error. Java provides the built-in mechanism for synchronization, including the synchronized method and the blocks. Synchronized blocks. Synchronized blocks provide the more granular level of the synchronization and synchronized method. They allow specifying the object whose log is to be acquired. This can be led to improve the performance by reducing the scope of synchronization. Synchronized method. A synchronized method can be defined by using the synchronized keyword in the method declaration. So when we declare the synchronized method, so we have the use the keyword of an synchronized in this. So when the threads invoke the synchronized method, it acquires the intrinsic lock of the objects. So when we are applying the synchronized method, so there will be lock of the objects in the intercristies. Other trends trying to invoke any synchronized method on the same object will be blocked until the lock is released. So when we are going to try the synchronized method with a different same object will be blocked until the lock will be released. So it will be blocked until when we are going to be release the lock. Deadlock in the Java. So deadlock occurs when the two or more trends are blocked forever, each waiting for the other to release their resources. The situations can arise when the synchronized block or method are not managed carefully. To avoid the deadlock, developers should follow best practices like in acquiring the locks in the consistent order. So the wait and notify method. The wait method causes the current thread to wait until the another thread invoke the notify or notify all the methods. So these methods are used for inter-thread communications and must be called within the synchronized block or the method. They enable the threads to communicate about the state of the shared resources. Here the syntax about the wait and notify methods. We create the method 1 in the wait, method 2 in the notify. So using the notify all the methods wake up all the threads that are waiting on the object's monitor. These can be useful with multiple threads are waiting for changes in the stated data. However, using the notify all can lead to inefficiency if only one thread needs to be proceed. Thread safety concepts. Thread safety means that the method or class can be used by multiplying thread without united interfaces. Immutable objects are inherently thread safe because their state cannot be changed after the constructions. Using the concurrent collections from the java.util concurrent package can aid in the achieving thread safety. So Java concurrency utilities. Java provides the rich set of concurrency utilities in the java.util concurrent package. These utilities include the classes like an extrude services, countdown, latch, and the semaphore. They simplify the thread management and the synchronization, making the concurrent to programming easier. So executor frameworks. The executor frameworks abstracts the threads management, allowing the developer to focus on the task exceptions. Executor servicer provide the pool of threads for the executing the task asynchronously. This framework improves the performance by reducing threads rather than the creating the new ones for the each task. So using a lock for the synchronization, explicit locks such as a reiterated lock provide the more flexibilities than synchronized block. They allow for the future like a try locking and the timed locking. Using the lock can help the avoid some pitfall for interior locks like in thread contention. So here is the program of an thread priorities. So here the Java follow code for demonstrate how to set a 3 thread priorities. So Java, so we'll create the class like an my thread extension and method like an public void run. So print statements, and we'll create the main class method with thread priority examples, and we'll create the object by 2 my thread 1 is equals to new my thread and thread 2 also. So we'll giving the objects threads max priorities and the min priorities. So thank you for giving this opportunity, sir.